William Frederick van der Merwe was born in Kew, Johannesburg in December of 1951. His mother was a devoted Catholic and his father, Thomas, was a driver for the Johannesburg tramways. When William was only 15 months old, his father was killed in a motorcycle accident, and 7 weeks later, his mother gave birth to John, her 10th child. Thomas died, the family fell into financial constraints. This would see William's mother seeking help from the local charity. Everything that was happening with the family, William's mother felt guilty that John did not receive the affection all the other children received from their father. So she showered John with more affection than she did with William. William felt unloved and rejected by his mother. When he was just 2 years old, the family split up. Him and John went to a children's home in Pretoria. 4 of their brothers and sisters went to a Johannesburg home, whilst 4 of the eldest went to stay with their mother. This devastated William, but this was not the worst of it. When he was just 16 years of age, his sister got married, and his sister and her husband decided that they would go to the home and collect John so that he could stay with them. This made William feel abandoned, and he became resentful and very angry. His junior school principal noticed that something was wrong with William, and he called a psychiatrist and he was evaluated. He scored an IQ of 90, but William couldn't read or write. He was diagnosed with dyslexia and he was sent to special classes. As he became older, William was ridiculed by his classmates for not being able to read and write. This made him more angry and he turned to crime. According to William, his urge to rape began when he saw a pretty girl standing in the streets. He approached this girl, but the girl was unresponsive. At this point, all the built-up anger came to the surface, so he pulled out a knife and put it under the girl's nose. When he saw fear in her eyes, he had never felt so powerful. After this incident, William began following other girls, began touching them inappropriately. This made him feel powerful, but he didn't want to hurt these girls. Eventually, William was spotted by one of his victims. He was then arrested in May of 1971. William was only 19 years old. He was convicted of assault and attempted rape. He received a suspended sentence. Months later, William went over the edge. Between September and November of 1971, he raped at least 9 women. It was also during this time where he exchanged the knife for a screwdriver. He was then dubbed the screwdriver rapist. William Frederick van der Merwe's modus operandi was always the same. He would wear white overalls and go knocking on women's doors, claiming he was an electrician. In one case, he raped a young mother and threatened her and her child. He lured them into the bedroom by asking where the plug of the room was. In another case, he raped a 14-year-old girl after gagging her and threatening her with a screwdriver. William Frederick van der Merwe eventually gave himself up after he was confronted by his sister and her husband. William's sister read that the rapist was seen driving in a blue combi. This was the same car that William drove. On February 28, 1972, William appeared in a summary trial in the Rand Supreme Court. He was charged with 5 counts of rape, 4 counts of attempted rape, and theft. On the 22nd of March 1972, William was sentenced to death. He appealed his sentence and the sentence was reduced to 20 years in prison. On the 1st of March 1987, William Frederick van der Merwe was given parole, but he went out and kidnapped 2 women who were hiking. He forced the woman into the car and later went on to rape one of them. Then he handed them cigarettes and promised that he would let them go. But hours later, they were still driving around. The car eventually stopped and William Frederick van der Merwe raped the second woman. The other one was tied both hands and feet so she couldn't run away, but she noticed that there was a pistol in William's pants. She grabbed the pants and waited for him to approach. When he approached, he had a knife in his hand. She could see that the knife was bloody and she knew that her friend was dead. This was confirmed by the police, who found the friend in a pool of her own blood. As he approached, she rolled over to her side and pulled the trigger. William Frederick van der Merwe fell to the ground. The bullet had hit him in his head. The reign of terror of the screwdriver rapist had finally come to an end.